Welcome to another episode of DeFi Expectations. I have Paulo on from Pavy. He is an animator, an NFT artist, and has a pretty interesting project. So we wanted to have him on today and give him an opportunity to talk about his art and talk about himself. So welcome to the show.
So a little introduction. My name is Paulo, as you said, and I'm an animator. I work in animation around for 8 years or so. I've worked in a lot of cartoons, but mainly Brazilian cartoons. I have worked in some cartoons for England and the US, Australia, but my main focus right now is Brazil. And this new cartoon, Cripty, that I created to join this NFT space to discover a bit about it.
Excellent. Is it okay if we go ahead and play the Cripty episode that we found you with?
Sure, no problem. This is, I believe you have the trailer. The full cartoon is after the purchase.
That is correct. Can everybody see okay?
Looks good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get going. So yeah, we'll go ahead and play it. No, not the greedy bank. That's awesome. So what can you tell us about this mystery box?
Oh, that's an idea that I had because Cripty is a cartoon that I had the idea because Bitcoin oscillates a lot, but this month it didn't dip below the 40K.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this idea. I think I'll create this cartoon in a forest style because Bitcoin's around 50, 40, but not, didn't dip below. And then I remember that we had these mystery boxes now, right? You used to send a letter or something to a cartoon and get a prize. Mm-hmm. And that was a really good idea that I thought, and I wanted to revive this idea. So I created this mystery box, and it has a lot of Cripty's collector's edition items. I have a little bit of spoilers, but we are creating an art book and some posters. There are more things, but these are some of the items that you will find in the mystery box.
So I've got a quick question, real quick. I was wondering about these mystery box items. Are each of these separate NFTs in here?
No, the mystery box items won't be released as NFTs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and does it give you some more information on some of the symbols that are present in the episode or episodes, I guess, since you're going to be releasing more of these? Because I know a big part of NFTs is the storytelling. In fact, you'll hear a lot of NFT artists actually say that if you're looking at like I know Muni was talking about this on the Gabriel Haynes show, but he was talking about how, like, if you're just looking at an NFT just for the image, you're kind of missing a piece of the value. It's also the snapshot in time. It's the story that it's telling about what's happening in crypto history. And just watching this, I mean, you've got like the bank image, you've got Cripty, the coin, but I see the Dogi, Dogecoin mascot in the background. I'm sure there's a bunch more. Do you want to speak to some of those things, or maybe how like the mystery box correlates to that, like some of the symbols in the cartoon and what they mean?
Yeah, I've been in this crypto space for some time. I invested in Bitcoin, and I've been following this, and I know some of the memes, and I love memes. We all love memes. And then when I was creating the cartoon, I thought I will put as much memes as I can in this cartoon. So there's a moon, there are graphs, Dogecoin. What else? There are some hidden things in there, and the main story, for example, the crypto coaster, for example, is an idea that I had because of the Bitcoin, again, the Bitcoin oscillation, because it's like a roller coaster. You buy today and tomorrow it's down, but then it goes up sky high, and you can't even predict about it. And then we put a lot of care in each frame of this cartoon.
And if I could hop in real quick. So one of the things, the reason I reached out to you is I feel that, like Fry was talking about, one of the things that's really interesting about NFTs, and I feel like the people or organizations that are making a mark in the space are the ones who are coming in and doing something for the first time, bringing something new to the space. And that's why I reached out, because I felt like this was something really interesting and a new addition to the NFT space. So what made you decide to kind of do this? Like, did you kind of do some research and see if you were going to be the first one to do something of this nature?
Oh, that was totally accidental. As an animator, the first thing I think is I will create an animation, a cartoon, drawings, and stuff like that. And when I saw the NFT space, I saw that many people create these posters that moves and with small animations, small and simple animations. And then I thought I'll create an entire episode. I think that's a good idea. But animation takes a lot of time. But then I thought I'll do this. Then I started creating the cartoon. And in the middle of the production, after researching some NFTs, looking some artists, things to collect and stuff like that. In the middle of the production, I thought I'll look at some NFT animations, and I never till today I didn't find any episodes, any cartoons, full cartoons. I saw, recently I saw some a live action video clip or something like that, but I didn't find any cartoons. And then I started researching a bit more, and I did not find a cartoon. And then accidentally I created the first one. So, but one thing, when I was creating the cartoon, we were creating the cartoon, because there's me and there are the musicians. We were creating, and when I found out that it was the first one, I had to go faster.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
There are many creative. Yeah, there are many creative artists out there, and then I thought I'm creating the first one. If I didn't go fast enough, someone will go will go first. And then we started doing things faster.
Can you speak a little bit to the team that you have behind you? Because I thought you said something about musicians. So is there
Yeah,
more to this than just animation? Do you guys do the music, or how do you source all the elements for it?
yeah. When I create a new pilot for any cartoon that I have the idea, I like to create the pilot alone. It takes a lot of time, but I like to do this because it's your idea. You'll need to see how it goes, if it works, if it doesn't. And since it's your idea, it's easier for you to create that. And I have this, and I had this idea, and I started creating. And then I talked to the musicians that I work with. They they have a studio and all that. And the guy, I said to him, I want to create a cartoon, and the soundtrack will be matching the animation, because for his cartoons, the animation, the music is done after the animation, so it matches each movement. For example, when Cripty is moving and moving his arms up and down like that, there are ups and downs in the music. And then I told to the musicians, I want to do a forest style music. And then I sent to them the references, Popeye, Betty Boop. Um, there were other cartoons that I sent that I never heard about. And then I started doing it. And then I told them, and they said, amazing, I want to do this, because actually recently no one does this kind of music anymore. And they were all, they said, let's do it. And then there was a composer and his team, and the guy who played the flute, the sax, and all that. It was a really nice project to work with.
That's super cool that it's not just like stock, but you actually work with people who do all elements of that.
Yeah,
I was also taking a
and
look at your
that's,
website, and it looked. Do you work with these people on your other animations as well?
yeah, the first one, Mim e as Mãozinhas, is a cartoon in sign language. It's the first Brazilian cartoon. It's the first cartoon in Brazilian sign language, and we won a trophy and a record for this cartoon. And the other ones are cartoons that we worked for clients and such.
That's really cool. The sign language and adding to the accessibility. One of the things that like we do a lot of is producing like captions for our content and so forth to make it more accessible. Whether users are like deaf or hard of hearing, or just like if you're at work and you're trying to catch up on some DeFi content, you know, and you can't listen to it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Those things really help, and I think that's super cool that that especially with cartoons, animations, and stuff like that, being able to reach people who otherwise might not have that exposure, you know. So I think that's super cool.
Yeah, it's very important. Oh, one more thing that I forgot to talk about about Cryptic cartoon, the Cryptic cartoon. You asked me about the symbols and such. I forgot to talk about the creation of Banky. I created this character because I remember when I was creating the cartoon, every cartoon has a villain. And then I remembered an article that I read about a Brazilian banker of one of the biggest banks around here. And he said, Bitcoin is a hoax. It won't work. And because of that, I created this banker character because and then this guy, they interviewed this guy again, and he didn't want to do an interview about that.
I think there's a lot of people who've commented on cryptocurrency and DeFi recently too, who've pretty much just been making asses of themselves for a few years now, and they're finally having to kind of catch up with it and admit that something's actually sticking at this point.
Yeah, I think of Peter Schiff quite often, like old man yells at Bitcoin. I see those memes on his posts, you know, but yeah,
I had another question real quick. So going back to what you had said, what kind of time frame does it take to create something like this? I guess starting with the animation, script writing, is this animation done with some kind of program, or is it hand drawn, or a combination of both? Character creation, and then the music. Like I said, I wasn't even aware of that. So now that's a whole nother factor as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there are a lot of steps. So first we created the idea. So I wanted to do a cartoon about the crypto world. And then the art style, and you go start to do some tests, some good drawings, bad drawings, anything that you can think about. After that, you go to the drawings, and then we decided the art style. After that, the script writing, because the script writing had to match the forest style. We couldn't do an actual, recent narrative if we are doing a forest style cartoon. Then after that, we create the storyboard. Then we do the animation. The characters are done in the art style part, and then we start the animation. When I was thinking about animating it, I thought that I would do the cartoon in the old-fashioned way. I would do hand-drawn, cell painted, and stuff like that. But the technology nowadays, it's kind of hard to find everything. And also, if I did the math. If I did this cartoon this way, I was going to waste more than 1,400 sheets of paper.
wow.
So yeah, it takes a lot of work. And then I thought that I should do this in a program using the computer. So it's made using the software. Then after that, we do the post-production to do that old school style, right? Right, the film grain, the blur, and all that. And then the next step was the music part. And then we publish the cartoon.
So what kind of time frame are you thinking for the whole process?
Oh, yeah. The time frame, yeah. It took around 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
And the cartoon has 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
There was something else I had noticed too, that you rather than have just be one episode, for each of these NFTs, you make 100 copies of them, which is pretty neat because generally with NFTs, there's kind of two schools of thought. You've got like the collectibles approach with CryptoPunks, NBA Top Shot, those types of projects. And then you've got, of course, like the fine art narrative, which, you know, you see a lot of those types of examples on OpenSea where it's like it's a single item. Here you've got like something you've took a lot of time to produce, but you've also got 100 of them. But it's like, you know, it's special when you have, I have number one or I have number two or whatever, you know, it becomes special to you. So do you think in the future you're going to continue to maintain this model of 100 prints per episode? Do you think there'll be maybe special episodes that you only make one copy of, that somebody can only own one? Or how do you kind of see the storytelling and the availability of your NFTs changing over time?
Yeah, I'm going to see if how people react to this kind of selling, because I wanted to do the copy number 2, copy number 3, because there we have the footer, in the bottom part right there we have the number, and then the person can know I have the copy number 2, number 3, and in the mystery boxes and in the unlockable content, we have each one customized.
Oh.
We put in the mystery box, here's your copy number 2, here's your first copy. And in the unlockable content, we have signed posters with the number in them. And it was something that we couldn't do if we simply put, for example, in OpenSea, in the bottom, there are 100 copies. Just buy them. We wanted to do something more personalized. I think it's a very, very great thing about NFTs, that you can have this exchange with your fans, with your followers. It's a very personalized thing. It's very different when you put a cartoon in the TV, or if you sell a DVD. It's a very different idea, and I liked it. But I don't think I will create one out of one copies, because cartoons take a lot of time, and it's meant to be watched by a lot of people. So I'll make copies, but limited quantities, because it's that the limited quantities are what makes the NFT so valuable and so special.
So that brings up another question I had. So exactly what you just said, it kind of relates back to building a following with something. So an average cartoon, you can see full episodes, you can share content and things like that. With something like this, because the content is only unlockable for the full episode, how do you kind of plan to build more of a following with it and to kind of share that around a little more?
Yeah, when I thought about the fact that only the buyers can have the cartoon, it's something special for them, that feeling that I have this, which I've been seeing a lot in the NFT space. People who don't understand the NFT space thinks, but I have this JPEG. Why would I pay for it? And then if someone has this episode and he can watch it, he can show to his friends. For example, our first buyer, he showed to their friends, and it was very, very nice to hear about him, to hear him say, I showed to my friends, they liked it. And then the following, I'm not going to create only the cartoons. I'll create collectibles. I'll create more things that that I can think about to create this following. And I plan to do more small videos to post on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and so on.
Gotcha.
I had a question too, and it's actually, how familiar are you with hash masks?
With what?
Okay, so it's a project called the Hash Masks. They're a really interesting NFT project, but what's really neat about them is, you know, kind of similar to the cartoon where like there's the different symbols and stuff like that. They have something kind of similar going where there's the, you know, hidden meanings, and you know the backgrounds can kind of connect to other hash masks and so on and so forth. And it just kind of creates this narrative and the storytelling where people look for something in their specific hash mask that's special or unique. You know, it could be something about the background, and like, you know, they'll even have like a set of them that all have certain characteristics, and then people want to buy the set. Do you kind of see that as being something you might integrate with future episodes with Cripty? It seems like you're doing that a little bit already, just with like every number is a different package, a different mystery box you get. It's like every box tells a different piece of the story, the same way that every hash mask tells like a different story to the greater picture of what, you know, the whole project is. So is that kind of like something you want to continue doing to make the story grow and become more complex?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll look into it, and but I have to research more. I'm new in this space, so I have a lot to learn. But it's totally an idea.
Yeah, well, I'll have to send you a link to it. And yeah, we're learning too. I mean, it's kind of interesting in
Great.
DeFi. It's like if you've been around like 5 months, you're like it's almost like you're one of the OGs, like because of how quick time seems to move, and how, you know, innovations that were fresh a couple days ago, you know, oh, that's dead now, it's the next thing. But yeah, I think HashMask is a really cool project, and I think that it definitely seems like maybe there'd be some inspiration from that too. But yeah, I think it's really exciting. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. So when you were saying you've sold one of them so far, and he had shared it around, so is something like this, you know, once again, kind of new to the NFT space myself. Is this something that somebody would be able to possibly show at like a showing in a VR setting or an MMO setting like Decentraland?
The audio in the end cut for me. Can you repeat it?
Sure. So with something like this, are you able, like, would someone be able to take the cartoon after they buy it, and would they be able to show it, like, let's say there was a VR movie theater or something in Decentraland, like people wanted to have a viewing of the cartoon in Decentraland together? Is that something that's possible? Because I'm not sure if it is.
Yeah, right now I'll talk about my view on copyright, because everything is new, and even in this VR AR space, there are no ideas and fixed things. But I'm very flexible about copyright things, and I'm not this mad person that goes after everyone who shows my cartoon or something like that. And if the first buyer, second, or anyone creates a VR theater and wants to show my cartoon, that's awesome. I think that's a great idea.
If you look at our avatars, you can see how serious we are about copyright infringement. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem. What I thought right now is that even right now, what you said about the VR experience, it's a great idea for more value in your purchase. For example, I'll buy this cartoon and I can show in a virtual theater or something like that. And that's great. I think that's more, that's value and more your money. And you can, for example, I'm selling each copy for 0.71 ETH. And I think when you pay for something like that, you have the right to show to other people. For example, if you buy a DVD, you can go to your house, call your friends, put the DVD right there. I don't see a problem, and I think that's a great idea.
Really cool. Speaking of VR, so there was this, I kind of got introduced to this through the Defiant. They had done a bit on NFTs called The Greatest NFT Film Ever Made, and appropriately titled because it's pretty awesome. But they did this, Supermassive did this interview with somebody from Somnium Space, and basically they are like a VR space where you can explore NFTs, like you can walk into them almost like a portal. And I don't know, I'd love to say like a couple of years from now, if I can like load up one of the Cripty episodes into VR and just go dancing around with him, hanging out with him, running away from Mr. Banksy, I think that'd be super cool. So hopefully that's something we can see in the future. We can see Cripty in real life in VR.
Yeah, that's great. And I've also seen the gallery ideas, and I think that's so cool, so cool. The and in this moment that we are, this COVID madness, the virtual galleries are a great idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really been interesting to see like out of this pandemic how DeFi has really risen through it, NFTs, like all this blockchain technology. Maybe it's just because we're all introverted and we're sitting behind our computer desks looking for something to do, so we just decided to start coding and trading sky money. But but it's exciting. It's definitely a super exciting time for innovation, and that's kind of why we decided to put together the show. You know, we're new too. We're not like experienced interviewers or anything like that, but why not learn? We have the time, and why not give
Yeah.
Artists and people in the space, like whether you have a following of 10 million people or a following of like 1 to 5, like we want to hear from people in the space, so we can learn more from them and kind of share their story. So yeah,
Sure.
anything you want to add there, or any other questions you had, Robin?
Yeah, I think that right now what you said about the following, that there are people with 10 millions or 1 to 5, there are more, I think, in my opinion, there are so many great artists that have a small following. I've been seeing a lot of artists that create something amazing with small following, 100 in the Twitter or 1,000. And if you see great artists that have millions, they don't really care about art or the quality of their work. Not all. There are, I'm talking about some exceptions. They do some doodling and then, hey, buy this. And they have this following, they are famous, and people buy it.
Yeah, that's true. There's plenty of that. And that's part of the reason why it's kind of funny, but like I love NFTs. Like one of the ideas I'd really love to see with like NFTs is concert tickets. You know, it's like something that's sort of driving me, looking for who's doing that in the space and like how I can contribute to any project looking to do something like that. But I really haven't purchased an NFT for myself yet, even though I'm super excited about the technology and what it can do. simply because of the
Me
fact
too.
that it's really
Yeah,
hard for me to judge art objectively that somebody creates. And like, there's also, it's hard to navigate through. Like, I think this is really cool, like what you're creating. And, you know, Robin had shared this with me. I was like, oh, we got to get him on. But it's like a lot of the artists that you see, it's like, yeah, it's just like something that they copied from the internet or something they made in 5 minutes and they're selling it for $3,000. And that's why you have like Saturday Night Live doing its skit where they're like rapping about NFTs and how he just made this JPEG and now he made $3,000 and he's Morpheus. It's silly, but it's true. That's what a lot of these NFTs are. But it's the storytelling, it's the thought that goes into it. It's the technology. It's the, you know, the being able to share something that's personally yours with somebody else. It's just a new approach to collectibles too, and to art. It's really exciting.
And one of the other things too is you made a good point. This is it's kind of revolutionary in the aspect that for so long we're used to free digital content. We're used to getting memes for free. We're used to getting content creators from YouTube doing stuff for free. We're used to getting music for free essentially at this point. You know, that doesn't even include the ways to rip stuff too. So this is really a unique thing because it's attempting to put value again on a lot of the creatives that for so long, for at least 20 years basically, have really had almost no way to gain value from their art, from their music and things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
it's valuing art so much right now. It's great because you see a lot of artists creating awesome pictures, and they are nothing about for it. They are nothing, and right now they can put it as an NFT 1 out of 1, and then sell it. It's great. And you said something about the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great idea because you right now you buy a ticket, you go to a concert, something, and then throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have an NFT of that ticket, you can remember it for generations to come. Oh, I went to that concert. Here's my ticket.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a big thing. Yeah, that I had actually touched on recently with Burning Man, because there's a big, huge issue with them selling out all the time with fake tickets constantly. And I actually tweeted at them. I was like, there you go, guys. This is the perfect way to eliminate any kind of fake marketplace. People can have a beautiful, really neat digital ticket. And you can also set the royalties to 100%. So if it was transferred with any kind of additional sales, all that royalty would go right back. So you'd create a reason for people to not be trying to upsell their tickets too.
Oh yeah. There's endless utility to it, especially with like cutting down on scalping, because again, it all just funnels back to the event. Like, and I felt like, oh gosh, this is a great idea. I wonder if anyone's working on it. Of course, somebody already is. There's a couple projects I had heard about. One is Numio, and I guess they're partnered with Phoenix DAO, who has like a whole NFTs event tickets kind of angle they're going for. The one thing I haven't discovered yet is like what I view as the ultimate, like the best, the pinnacle of what this could be is, imagine like if you combined it with farming. So like, I don't know how you know, knowledgeable you are about like yield farming and DeFi and some of those things, but like, you know, when people can stake crypto and earn rewards, right, by participating in a liquidity pool or whatever, imagine like you stake some ether and you earned your concert ticket that way and you help pay for the show. So imagine like a decentralized entertainment company that sells like free tickets to events. You just have to stake for 6 months and you get a free ticket. And of course, there's a bunch of hurdles to get us there, but it's possible with the technology, you know?
Yeah, it's an awesome idea because it opens doors to many partnerships with artists and this NFT space. It's an awesome idea.
Yeah, imagine like if you didn't even know what the event was going to be, and like you voted on it with your ticket, like a governance token. Like that would just be nuts. Like, hey, I want Snoop Dogg to perform at this show. Let's vote on this bit for it. Like it's just a completely new way to look at music. So I'm kind of taking a look at those projects and whoever else is working with NFTs and event tickets, just because, you know, we used to host like raves back in the day, you know, and we've gone to Burning Man and so forth. And like just being able to take dollars out of it and bring it to crypto would solve so many problems. And like you said, there's also the memorabilia, is the fact that you could have a ticket that's an NFT that the person keeps forever. It's not like this drawer they have full of tickets that are old and ripped and they lose them. It's like something they'll never lose. It'll be just as perfectly preserved. Maybe the NFT has a video in it of the event. You know, there's so many ways you could do that. So
there are many ways.
So yeah, Cryptopher, did you have anything else you wanted to ask today, or should we wrap up?
I think that's about it for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming on with us today, Paulo. And is there anything else you wanted to wrap with, or anything else you want to talk about in regards to your project?
No, that's all I have to talk about. But I thank you for the invitation to be here. That's great talking to you guys.
You as well. Is there anywhere the people can look you up? The OpenSea, Twitter, Facebook, anything like that?
Oh yeah, just look Pavy at OpenSea, and we also have our website pavy.com.br.
All right, sounds good.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming on. It was great talking with you.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Thanks a lot.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.